There we go. Recording. Joy. Well, so, some interesting stuff has happened. Oh wait, I should introduce myself first. Okay. I am your host, as always, the Archivist, and with me is...
I'm Ken.
He's Ken now.
Yeah.
And, some crazy shit's going on in the media. I just gotta comment on, honestly.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because, okay, first off, what I talked about last time, when we were talking, you remember this, you commented on it, where I said, when we said that how Rarity had said in the last Rainbow Rocks movie, she said that how she says for about Sunset Shimmer's past boo-boos. I
Right.
said, well, she should have said past sins. That would have been a better reference to the fanfic, past sins.
It's
And
funnier that she said past boo-boos, though.
Yeah.
Especially because there was a pause.
yeah, well, it was. Iki said it was funnier. It was funny and cuter the way she said it. But after thinking about it for a while and finally finding what the answer is that clearly I was reaching. I was just reaching. Yeah, a lot of self-searching with that.
We don't know that for sure. Or do we know that for sure? I feel like it might have been a bit of reaching. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible.
Well, I'm just trying to be honest with myself
Okay.
and saying after thinking about it for a while, clearly I was reaching. Obviously, it was a very clever lie. Just want to be on the record for that. Next is for the title Rainbow Rocks does not have to do has nothing to do with Rainbow Dash herself. After rewatching the last episode of MLP, it turns out that the last song is See How the Rainbow Shines. It's supposed to be about how individuality shines, and this movie is how individuality rocks. That's what that means. So Rainbow Rocks meaning individuality rocks.
No, the rainbow is the individuals together. Yeah. So it's, I mean, it's not conformity, but it is collection.
Yeah, it's willing to work together.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's absolutely the shall we say the thematic reason for it.
So there should be
marketing wise, though.
Like, yeah, if you leave enough vagueness, like they've done before with the rise of the Guardians. Okay, well, which Guardians? Of what? Oh, of childhood. Oh, okay. Now that makes a lot more sense. And Legends of Oz. Okay, well, which legends? There have been lots of legendary characters. So which legends? It's like Dorothy's Return. It's like, oh, it's about Dorothy. Oh, see, you got to be a bit more specific. You know?
I mean, I guess
there is no guessing. There is. Yes, you have to be a bit more specific of what it is your movie is about.
I think you need better titles, but I don't think that your title has to say all that. I'm totally okay with a title that's purely thematic.
It's an extra 3 words, or 2 words, or 1 word. It's not that much of a hassle.
No, it's not. But I also just don't think that most of us look to the title to tell us what the movie's about.
Letters from Hiroshima. I'm pretty sure that's kind of important.
No, it connects. But I mean, like, you know, Star Wars didn't have to tell me anything about a family legacy or magic space samurai.
True.
Like, it was good enough that it was wars in space, and then it turned out that most of it wasn't even wars. And that's okay.
Yeah, it was family drama.
But and like espionage.
Oh, get this. In have you seen the Star Wars Rebels? Yeah, it's pretty good. It's starting off with a good like just before episode 1 where Luke and all that. So there was a part in it in one episode during a jailbreak sequence where they're in a turbo lift or elevator or whatever, where they actually start quoting Star Wars. Well, in Star Wars.
Got it.
I think, why are you quoting Star Wars in Star Wars? That doesn't make any sense. Even I find that. Even I would never do that.
Yeah.
Especially not out of context. Was it 3 to 5 years early? Because they don't that line doesn't pop up until the second movie. So I don't know what the time is between the first movie and the second movie. But it's like that line wouldn't even come up originally for another couple of more years. Well, so it's like, what's the point of that?
The audience is arguably people who haven't seen.
Yeah. So no one's gonna get it.
Well, right, but
this is a kids show, so no one's gonna get it.
But I think it's. I mean, I agree. I agree that that's silly. But I also think the reason they do it is kind of to build a bridge between like kids and their parents.
Yeah.
And also just because they think they're funny.
Yeah. A lot of that. A lot of that.
It's like, oh yeah, we love Star Wars. We're not ruining it. Don't worry, guys. We're not ruining it. I think that's another thing. Is there's a fear of offending Star Wars fans. We're such babies.
Yeah. So what else was there? Oh yes. Shipping. Oh God, the shipping. By the way,
shipping specifically in.
Huh?
Shipping in specifically what?
Just relationships. These
just in life.
This media of cartoon shippings is starting to get grating.
Starting.
Okay, yeah, it has been for a very long time, but people don't really commit to a relationship until like more recently, and even then it's starting to get grating.
Wait, are you talking about stuff that happens in the cartoon?
Yes.
Shipping is what people do to the cartoon.
Okay, when you
shipping is what fans do.
Okay, then what do you call it when it's in the
You mean like will they, won't they stuff?
No, they are.
Okay, so there's just a lot of romance going on in cartoons?
Yes, but it gets weird and stupid and stuff and nonsensical. Thank you. Okay, remember how I said in the last Rainbow Rock movie how like upset I was at the piano players?
You were upset by that?
I'm pretty. You were sitting right there next to me.
No. I thought you took it. I didn't realize it was
a pound of salt.
I thought it was merely.
It bugged me. It bugged me.
Okay.
Because nobody else, not even the lead characters, Twilight and Flash or whatever the hell his name is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at the end, they didn't even kiss. They just looked at each other awkwardly, and then that's it. It's like,
good.
Okay, so no one's gonna kiss in this movie,
good.
And all the heavy romance is put to fourth characters for one thing, and like that's it. It's like, well,
man, I just don't think
that just doesn't feel right.
I don't think two girls on a piano counts as particularly romantic.
Well, they had romantic eyes. The thing is, what was the point of that in the story? I know you're winking to the fans, but what importance is that to the story? None.
It's not. But I think you're making too much. It impacted you far more than it was supposed to impact anybody.
Because I think it was misplaced. If anything, it should have been put more towards the lead character. If anything. So narratively, it means nothing. And then, recently, in Legends of Korra.
Legends of Korra, yeah.
You heard about Legends of Korra?
Not much.
Not much. What have you heard?
Nothing really.
Okay.
I know Korra's in it.
Okay. Well, according now, I don't know. I didn't see the official release by the creators or whatever. But what I heard was that Korra is supposedly, and that's the second-hand knowledge, second or third-hand knowledge here, that Korra is supposed to be. She's supposed to be at the end. She goes off with Kasami. I forget what her name is, but the hot chick of the series.
Okay. Oh, okay. I have heard about this.
Yeah, they go off hand in hand, and she says, "I couldn't lose my father and you in the same day." It's like, well, that's generally vaguely specific. Weird, but okay. And they leave hand in hand into the spirit world to start their vacation, the next chapter of their lives.
Cool.
I'm thinking to myself, and then I was told the lesbian angle, and I was told that that was the creator's intent.
It was in fact overt. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I've heard that too.
The thing is, it struck me, it's like, well, if I wasn't told that, I certainly would not have gotten that, because all I read it from it when I saw it.
Right.
Was that it was just two really good friends going off to have a vacation together. That's it. I never saw any romance between them. I saw Kusami's heart go out to Korra, their friendship being stronger, but I never saw any romance or anything that would have led up to that. So it comes out of nowhere, and all that was put in the last 30 seconds. So it's so vague and middle of the road, it also literally means nothing.
No, let's back off from that, so I'm not sure that's true.
Oh?
Like, you didn't see it.
I saw the last episode.
But like, how much lead up to it did you see?
until like the last like 6 episodes or 8 episodes.
Okay, so the interesting thing about this to me, Greg,
Go ahead.
is 2 ponies who have exactly the same eyes as every other pony does in the entire series are sitting next to each other as humans and seem to be like singing in unison and like looking at each other. It rings out through the screen into your heart. But 2 characters who, from what I understand, I haven't seen it, but from like what I hear from the people who I know who have seen it, have long been heading towards a relationship. Was completely it's just interesting to me. I don't know. I can't speak for Legend of Korra at all, but maybe it's just speaking this stuff in a language that you're not used to yet. That I would imagine most of us aren't on children's shows.
Well, gee, I don't know, since my 30 years of watching it.
Right, but would you say that this is different from like, did this happen in that Ewok cartoon ever?
Fuck no.
So the question is, are we just not attuned to it? And like, would the scene from Rainbow Rocks be something you were only sensitive to because of fan fiction?
Let's see. No, I'm pretty sure it's because they gave each other the bedroom eyes.
They gave each other bedroom eyes no way more than the other girls were giving each other when they were like, wink, I have an idea. Those exact same eyes. There's a very, very limited number of expressions in that show.
Well, gee, then maybe it was putting their heads together while playing, the piano. Like, apparently a lot of duos do that.
Pretty common in cartoons for singing, especially with 2 girls.
But putting their heads together, really?
Yeah.
Name one. It has to be from the U.S. or Japan or Taiwan or Korea.
I don't know. Tiny Toons? Most musicals?
Yes.
Like all of the... Like, it's pretty common. It's an easy way to express... Also, the ponies do it all the time. All the time. Their cheeks squish constantly. Affection and friendship is a major part of the way the show works.
Alright.
Now, by the way, I'm not saying that those 2 characters aren't somehow magically off-screen time in a romance. I just don't think that anything bold happened.
Same here. There's no evidence of that. It just feels like the side characters were given too much of a wink, and the main characters from Korra has been so downplayed in the middle of the road that it basically on both fronts.
Oh, you're talking about
nothing
Korra,
has. There's no real. It just doesn't mean anything on both sides.
You might be looking for a different kind of romance than they're interested in presenting, though.
Possibly. Well, something a bit more confirmative, and it's something a bit kind of means something to the story.
Well, it might mean something to the story that so many people have been watching for. Like, I mean, it's a long-standing tradition in Western fiction to end a story with a wedding.
They did.
Which is oftentimes, I think, kind of silly, right? The best part for that to happen is like halfway through, but obviously there are exceptions. But so it might not have a whole lot. I mean, it is interesting for a denouement, though. Just like this is what they embark upon.
But okay, so moving on.
Also, a good way to get around the censors.
Ha. Well, but okay, moving on to the bromance. We gotta have the bromance.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so